This is the OTB Network.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Horses and Courses. I'm Jean Wood. We have a busy weekend's worth of racing to cover, and we're going to begin in Florida with the opening week stakes race at Tampa Bay Downs, the $45,000 inaugural for two-year-olds going 6 furlongs. Let's head to Tampa and the inaugural.
And they're off. Away and running, Tempt Me Not is reaching up for the lead on the outside. There goes Blue Sailor. Up between horses, El Bandido, Rojo. And the last horse away is Babalu. They move out of the chute and onto the main track from between horses. Dream of Angels, the favorite, moving up and putting ahead in front. El Bandido Rojo is along the rail. Up on the outside, Blue Sailor makes it 3 in a line. Then it's a gap of 3. Tempt Me Not is toward the rail now, racing along fourth. Noted Appeal up on the outside, fifth. Blind Bet from between horses, sixth, a gap of 2. Pyrite Purse now seventh. Then it's a gap of 4 lengths farther back. Babalu is there toward the rail, 8th. 3 lengths farther back. Furka Pass now racing along 9th as they approach the quarter-mile pole. The odds-on favorite, Dream of Angels, now takes command. Blue Sailor racing along second on the outside. El Bandido Rojo racing along third. They're into the stretch. It's Dream of Angels in the clear and strictly the one to catch. On the outside, El Bandido Rojo racing along second from far back. Captain Cameron is charging late and will get up for second, but it's Dream of Angels to take it over a fast-closing Captain Cameron. El Bandido Rojo was third. Running time on the board, 1:10.4.
Dream of Angels, a romping winner here on the front end, just about every step of the way, dueling early, kicking clear to win by an official 14 1/4 lengths, much the best of Captain Cameron and El Bandido Rojo, who chased in the early portion of the race. The winner, Dream of Angels, is a chestnut colt, a 2-year-old son of Trippy from Burned Brightly by American Chance. Bred in Florida by the Ocala Stud Farm and owned by Pamela Halter, trained by Steve Standridge and ridden to victory by Richard Aramia. Dream of Angels covers the 6 furlongs at Tampa Bay in 1:10.4. We're going to stay in Florida, head to Calder in a pair of 2-year-old stakes races at Calder on Saturday, beginning with the Cherokee Frolic Stakes, $100,000 mile and a 16th. Let's head down to Calder and the Cherokee Frolic.
And they're off. Very even start. Angel on My Shoulder moves through from the inside to join them on the front end. Perfect Motion takes back a joint 4th, just 3 lengths off the lead. Island Friend is just on her inside. Then we come to Nassim in front of Dinner Break. No speed from Rutharian. She's last with 1 lap to go. And 9 lengths behind Angel on My Shoulder and Manny Aguilar as they go to the first turn. It's Angel on My Shoulder. She's just off the turn, but she is the clear leader right now from Crazy Cousin. Perfect Motion a good spot third and only less than 2 lengths off the pace. Then it's Island Friend just to the inside of Sister Desiree. Dinner Break is moving through with 5 to make up. And the back markers are Nassim and Rutharian, but well bunched as they head up the backstretch. 23 seconds flat, a modest opening quarter. Crazy Cousin has come on through to the inside of Angel on My Shoulder, and Crazy Cousin takes up the running as they run down to the half-mile mark. That opening half was 48-2. It's Crazy Cousin, Angel on My Shoulder, keeping her company from the outside. Perfect Motion just a length back in third. Island Friend is bottled up down at the inside. Sister Desiree out in the far outside. Dinner Break is looking for room between fillies, and Rutharian is in with a shot. She's drawn to within 3 lengths of the lead as they bunch up into the far turn. There goes Perfect Motion. Perfect Motion, the first one to draw attack, and she's up to get the lead. It's Perfect Motion, Sister Desiree, Rutharian now weaving her way through, and Island Friend got through. Island Friend got the best trip, and she's the new leader. Here comes Rutharian on the grandstand side. Island Friend, Rutharian, between them Perfect Motion. They run down to the line. Rutharian going best of all, and she will remain undefeated. Rutharian takes the Cherokee Frolic over Perfect Motion. Island Friend was third.
Rutharian, a very impressive victor here from off the pace by 3/4 of a length, although the margin was not great. Once Renee Douglas knew that he had command of this race, he turned down his whip and rode her out nicely under the wire. Perfect Motion finishing second, and Island Friend finishing third. The winner, Rutherian, is a dark bay or brown 2-year-old daughter of Pulpit from Ruthian by Rahi, bred in Kentucky by the Payson Stud Incorporated and owned by Virginia Craft Payson Limited. Trained by Christophe Clement and ridden to victory by Renee Douglas, Rutherian covers the mile in a 16th on the turf in 1:42 and 3. Next up, 2-year-old colts and geldings in the Chris S. Once again, $100,000 a mile and a 16th on the turf at Calder. Let's head back to Florida, the Chris S.
And they're off. Good start for Fernando Poe toward the inside. Storm in May is showing speed, and World War right with him from the inside. Between runners, that's Mary's Dixie 2, now a joint third, and only 2 lengths off the pace. Then Le Dauphin outside of the favorite Soldier's Dancer. And we come march to victory. Artie Hot is racing between runners right now. The trailers, You're the Mon and T. Harry. And the 2-year-olds are covered by about 9 lengths, led by Storm in May and Manuel Cruz as they go to the clubhouse turn. It's Storm in May, but room is open at the inside for World War. And the opening quarter was a modest 23-1. World War takes the lead onto the backstretch, and he is just pulling jockey Rosemary Homeister Jr. onto the front end, and they have opened up now to lead it by about 3. Storm in May is back to second, then Fernando Poe, Mary's Dixie Tune up on the outside. Le Dauphin races along horses in 5th, looking for room in between runners now. Soldier's Dancer is down along the hedge. Then we come march to victory. Artie Hot the extreme outside, then You're the Mon, and T. Harry still has the best view of the field after a half of 47-3. They head for the far turn. World War still leads it, but his lead is down to about a length right now. Storm in May is in the second spot. Fernando Poe, Mary's Dixie Tune. Artie Hot is gearing up for 3 wide for his run. Soldier's Dancer trying to get involved, but he's got a wall of horses in front of him. And they come to the head of the stretch. World War just in front of Storm in May. World War turns him on down. Storm in May is there. Fernando Poe shooting through the inside. Soldier's Dancer trying to get in gear, but he's still 2 back. Now 1 back. Here comes Soldier's Dancer. And Soldier's Dancer's flying between runners. Fernando Poe, Soldier's Dancer. They run down to the line. Fernando Poe may have just held off Soldier's Dancer. Storm in May was third.
Fernando Poe, you may remember breaking his maiden in a restricted stake on the turf here at Saratoga this past summer. Here gets the win by a head at 8.5-1 over Soldier's Dancer, the favorite, who rallied very well while splitting rivals, just missing Storm in May. Early pacemaker ended up holding on well to finish third. The winner, Fernando Poe, is a chestnut colt, a 2-year-old son of Johannesburg from Apple Juice by Southern Halo. Bred in Kentucky by Liberty Road Stable and owned by Barry K. Schwartz, trained by Mike Hushin and ridden to victory by Rafael Bejarano, Fernando Poe covers the mile in a 16th on the turf at Calder in 1:41 and 3. We'll head now to the Mid-Atlantic and the running on Saturday of the Jennings Handicap for Maryland breds, 3-year-olds and up, going a route of ground. Let's head down to Maryland and the Jennings.
And they're off in the Jennings. Diamond David off the glass to the inside. Tartlet is also there with early speed. Gold Casing, 40 Crowns is trying to get over, and Orlop is settled about 2.5 lengths in the front as they bunch up around that turn. 4 of them sorting out. Down to the inside, Easy Red settles 8 lengths from the front, back to Legal Control, the late running Do, and Fufa's Warrior is last of all. Up front, it's Diamond David, who has cleared at a brisk pace, opening up 3.5 lengths on 40 Crowns, just second from Tartlet, and it tied off the glass, racing at the fence. Gold Casing is in 5th and 7 lengths from the lead. Orlop is hung out about 3 wide for the backstretch journey. Easy Red and back to Legal Control, and 2 sharing last, I Do and Fufa's Warrior. So Diamond David and Louis Garcia isolated on the lead as they move past the 5 furlong mark with a 3-length advantage. Tartlet nice and settled in second. 40 Crowns, Gold Casing 4th. Off the glasses 5th. Orlop is 6th under a bit of urging, followed by Easy Red, Legal Control. Do still about 16 to 17 lengths in the front, and Fufa's Warrior is the trailer. Diamond David around the far turn. Now Tartlet is asked a bit up by Pinot. Here comes Tartlet making the move with 3 furlongs to go. 40 Crowns is third at the outside. Off the glasses running a big one from 4th, and Gold Casing. Easy Red is about 8 to make up at this point, followed by Orlop. Do is under a ride on the outside of Legal Control. Do still about 14 lengths in the front with a 1/4 mile to go, and Fufa's Warrior is the trailer, but Tartlet has taken over at the top of the stretch. Tartlet from Diamond David David in between horses off the glass, now shifted off that fence in third. Easy Red followed by 40 Crowns. Dew is way out of the center of the track and plenty to do. They've got a furlong to go. Off the glass is coming on the outside under Caramano's bidding for a huge upset. Down to the inside, Easy Red is right there as well. And battling on is Tartlet, is brave at the fence trying to come back. Dew on the far outside. It's going to be Easy Red by a half a head. Easy Red from Tartlet. It's close for third.
Easy Red, who was winless on the dirt in over a year, picking up a win from off the pace, relaxed nicely early after braking slowly under Steve Hamilton, steadied about the quarter pole, but got there by a head over Tartlet, with Dew also making a big rallying wide move to finish third. The winner, Easy Red, is a bay gelding, a son of Charismatic from Dreams of Glory by Seattle Slew. Bred in Maryland by Dumbarton Farm and owned by the breeder, trained by James Murphy and ridden to victory by Steve Hamilton. Easy Red covers the mile and an eighth at Laurel in 1 minute 54 and 4. We're going to head to Kentucky now in the running at Turfway Park of the My Charmer Stakes. This is a $40,000 mile and the 16th on the poly track. Let's head down to Florence, Kentucky, Turfway Park and the My Charmer.
And they're off. For the lead, Ellabelle from the inside with Half Heaven. Then up from the outside, that's Turbulent Thinking. Down along the rail, My Chickadee is next, followed by Marry Me in Spring. Into the first turn, Ellabelle in front. Has it by 2 lengths. Half Heaven is second. Then from the outside, Turbulent Thinking runs a third. My Chickadee fourth, Marry Me in Spring now fifth. Winnykins is sixth by a head. Golden Locket seventh ahead, Moonberry is eighth. It's a length and a half back to Keys. Commercialized Trails, 24-1 for the opening quarter. The half and 47-4, Ellabelle the leader. Now a length. My Chickadee second by a head, Half Heaven runs a third. Then it's a length and a half to Turbulent Thinking in fourth. From the inside, Golden Locket is fifth. Up from the outside, Marry Me in Spring is a sixth. Midway through the turn, Ellabelle. Now by a length on the outside, Half Heaven gains ground. My Chickadee runs third. Golden Locket from between horses now takes fourth. Center of the track, that's Moonberry in fifth. It's Half Heaven who now puts ahead in front. On the outside, Moonberry. The inside, My Chickadee. Half Heaven is in front. My Chickadee and Moonberry. Half Heaven wins at a half length. My Chickadee second, Moonberry third, then Golden Locket.
Half Heaven, you may remember this New York bred, running on the turf in New York throughout most of her career. She's moved on to the poly track since being sold last month at the Fasig-Tipton sale for $180,000 and has gone 2 for 2, winning the River Memories at Woodbine and now the My Charmer at Turfway Park. She gets the win by a half a length, sitting just off the early pace. My Chickadee made a nice bid to finish second. Moonberry rallied from well back with a 5-wide late run to finish third. Half Heaven is a bay filly, a daughter of Regal Classic from Sand Pirate by Desert Wine. She was bred in New York by David Cassidy and is now owned by the Stronach stable. Trained by Dale Romans and ridden to victory by Miguel Mina. Half Heaven covers the mile and the 16th on the poly track in 1:42 and 4. We're going to pause now for a brief message, and when we return, we'll be heading to Woodbine in Canada to wrap up their season. We'll also be heading to Northern and Southern California, back home to New York. Please stay with us. Welcome back to Horses and Courses. We're going to continue now at Woodbine. We'll be heading up to take a look at Sunday's final stakes race of the Canadian season, the Valedictory at 1 3/4 miles on the poly track. Let's head to Woodbine and the running of the Valedictory.
They're off in the Valedictory Stakes. And True Metropolitan broke on top. And it's True Metropolitan reined in now by Todd Cable on the front end. Kisseroo second. Then a Colorful Judgment. Last Answer is in between horses. And the Last Answer's inside is Pellegrino. Then a Bureaucratic, who's overtaken to the outside by Marsh Side as they continue that run on the backstretch. And Cable has his feet on the dashboard with True Metropolitan trying to rein this one in. They lead it by 2, and True Metropolitan's hard held as they run through the first turn. Kisseroo is in a second position, 3 lengths off of True Metropolitan. Then we have Last Answer and Colorful Judgment as 1. Then Marsh Side, Pellegrino, and a Bureaucratic. And Cable's got True Metropolitan well off the rail as they enter the stretch. And it's True Metropolitan who leads it by 4. Kisseroo, Last Answer. Between horses is Colorful Judgment as they move in front of us for the first time. And it's True Metropolitan under a guzzle hold as they pass under the wire initially. Kisseroo getting closer now. And to the outside, Marsh Side third. Last Answer is a closer fourth. Back in fifth is a Colorful Judgment. Pellegrino is 8 lengths off the lead. Then Bureaucratic and True Metropolitan playing Catch Me If You Can. Leads by 2.5. Last Answer getting a more aggressive to the inside. Comes on second now. Kisseroo is third. They got a mile in 39-1. And it's True Metropolitan into the backstretch. Last Answer has moved within 2 lengths of the lead. Angled outside now by Emil Ramsamy. Kisseroo begins to weaken, overtaken by Marsh Side. Then Colorful Judgment, Pellegrino, Bureaucratic, and it's True Metropolitan who's led every step of the way. Now Marsh Side begins to close for Emma Jane Wilson. Marsh Side draws within a half a length and comes on to the inside of True Metropolitan, and Marsh Side comes on the inside, pokes ahead in front. True Metropolitan on the outside, and the battle is joined with 2.5 furlongs to go. And it's True Metropolitan on the outside. And to the inside, Marsh Side. Marsh Side opens up a half a length, now 3/4 of a length. And it's Marsh Side as they turn for home, who's opened up 3. True Metropolitan is second. Bureaucratic has come from last. And they're into the lane, and they are chasing Marsh Side, who has a 5-length advantage with less than a furlong remaining. It's Marsh Side by 5. Bureaucratic second. True Metropolitan third. Marsh Side, a flawless effort to win the Valedictory. The Bureaucratic, True Metropolitan third, and Colorful Judgment fourth.
Marsh Side, earlier this year, he broke his maiden on the poly track at Turfway Park. That was in February, and now he finishes out his season with a 1 3/4 length victory under Emma Jane Wilson, who earned her 2nd consecutive riding title at Woodbine with this victory. Bureaucratic runs well to finish second. True Metropolitan, the early pace setter in this 1 3/4 event, holds on as the even money favorite after yielding at the top of the stretch to third. The winner, Marsh Side, is a 3-year-old bay colt, a son of Gone West from Colonial Play by Pleasant Colony. Bred in Kentucky by Robert S. Evans and owned by the breeder, trained by Michael Dickinson and ridden to victory by Emma Jane Wilson. Marsh Side covers the 1 3/4 miles on the poly track at Woodbine in 2:58.1. We're going to head to Northern California now. Bay Meadows Racetrack, where on Saturday they ran the California Distaff Turf Championship. This is a $100,000 mile on the grass for the fillies and mares. Let's head to Bay Meadows and the California Distaff Turf.
Racing. They come away pretty well. By and By's dropping to the tail of the field and crossing in behind them. Loyal Bounty, Perfectly Fitting share the lead from Royal Cleven in the 3-path, and by last at the 7/8 pole towards the inside. It's Loyal Bounty ahead in front of Perfectly Fitting, with by starting to pick up ground along the inside as she goes past Royal Cleven, and Gonzalez now angles by off the fence as they come past the 6-furlong pole. Loyal Bounty in the unfamiliar role of pacemaker is just in front onto the back stretch from Perfectly Fitting. 3 clear of by. Royal Cleven, the veteran at 6 years of age, is 4th and last. They're covered by 5 lengths, and it's Loyal Bounty in the front by a head from Perfectly Fitting. 3 lengths to by. 3/4 to Royal Cleven, getting up on the inside of the favourite. They're in 2 pairs with a half-mile to go in the California Distaff Turf Championship. Loyal Bounty maintaining the lead, in fact increasing it a tad over Perfectly Fitting, with Royal Cleven 2 lengths back on the inside of by. Coming around the second turn to the 5/16 pole, and they bunch noticeably. Gonzalez is off 3 wide on the favourite. By quickly chasing Loyal Bounty and Perfectly Fitting. 3 abreast at the quarter pole. Royal Cleven waiting in behind them towards the rail. It's Loyal Bounty turning for home with a kick. She's got 2 lengths on by, who's down the outside, and Royal Cleven towards the inner. Past the 8th pole. Left-handed whip produced by Kyle Cannell on Loyal Bounty as she tries to stave off a determined charge by Royal Cleven. Royal Cleven comes to Loyal Bounty. Royal Cleven by 3/4 of a length. Loyal Bounty, and by was a length and a half back third.
Royal Cleven, she'd been a runner-up in a number of stakes races this year, finally breaks through with a nice victory by 3/4 of a length from just off the pace. She was ranked in the early going, gave Chad Schwanevelt a little bit of trouble early. Once he got her settled down, she ran on very strongly. He asked her at about the top of the stretch. She won off by 3/4 of a length over Loyal Bounty, with by. Back in third is the even money favorite. The winner, Royal Cleven, is a bay mare, a daughter of Cleven, from Royal Verbatim by Regal and Royal. Bred in California by Fred Waterita and owned by Donna Elordi and Leonard Shoemaker. Trained by Donna Elordi and ridden to victory by Chad Schwanevelt. Royal Cleven covers the mile on the Bay Meadows turf in 1:39 and 4. We're going to continue now in Southern California. Hollywood Park on Saturday ran the final Grade 1 of the Turf Year 2006 in the Hollywood Turf Cup on Saturday afternoon. Let's head to Hollywood and the Turf Cup.
They're off. Symphony Sid breaks best and goes for the front. Cosmonaut and Artiste Royal away second and third. Meteor Storm breaks fourth. TH Approval and Bobo Man are next, then Runaway Dancer, and the trailer is Mighty Mysterious. Symphony Sid takes charge around the far turn the first time and opens up a 5-length lead at the top of the stretch. It is Symphony Sid and Michael Bays to set the fractions, and he does it well, 4 or 5 lengths in front. Cosmonaut concedes the lead and will sit second. He's 2 in front of Meteor Storm in third. Artiste Royal races in fourth. He's about 10 behind. Bobo Man's a length and a half behind him. TH Approval has 2 beat. He's 12 from the front. Then Runaway Dancer, and the trailer is Mighty Mysterious. Symphony Sid, with 1 lap to go, is a 4-length leader. It is Symphony Sid. He goes into the clubhouse turn now, and he maintains a 4.5 or 5-length lead on Cosmonaut, who is tracking intently in second. Meteor Storm is third. He is 7 lengths behind Symphony Sid and 4 in front of Artiste Royal, 11 from the front. Bobo Man and TH Approval have 15 to make up. Runaway Dancer alongside those 2. Mighty Mysterious at the back of the pack as they turn into the backstretch. 6 furlongs to run in the 26th Hollywood Turf Cup, and Symphony Sid is uncontested up front. Trying to take a brief breather to the backside. He leads by 4 lengths from Cosmonaut, who's tracking in second. He'll have to go now because Meteor Storm is going to run up outside of Cosmonaut. It's 7 lengths now to Artiste Royal, still fourth and still 11 from the lead. Bobo Man has asked for a full-out drive, 5 furlongs from the wire. TH Approval still has 13 to make up. Runaway Dancer outside of him. Mighty Mysterious is the trailer, and Symphony Sid is now 3.5 furlongs from the victory. Symphony Sid goes into the far turn. Cosmonaut and Meteor Storm move as a team, and they're moving after Symphony Sid. Symphony Sid only leads by a length. Cosmonaut and Meteor Storm going to confront him at the top of the stretch. The 3 of them line up. Bobo Man and Artiste Royal. TH Approval is not doing enough yet. He is 10 lengths behind the new leader, and that is Meteor Storm. Meteor Storm has taken over the lead. Cosmonaut, Bobo Man with a big run in the center of the course. Artiste Royal and Runaway Dancer, and Bobo Man takes over the lead. Runaway Dancer is about to run up into second, but Bobo Man's got the lead. Runaway Dancer is second. It is Bobo Man and Runaway Dancer. Bobo Man, yes! The 26th Hollywood Turf Cup goes to Bobo Man, 3/4 of a length. Runaway Dancer second, close for third between Artiste Royal and Meteor Storm.
Bobo Man, how's this for a training performance by Richard Mandella? This horse came back to the races over the summertime off a 30-month layoff and has gone 3 for 3 since that time. This was his stakes debut in Grade 1 company, and he picked up an off-the-pace 1-length win at 9-1 over 25-1 long shot Runaway Dancer. It was a dead heat behind there between Artiste Royal and Meteor Storm for the third spot, as unfortunately the favorite in this field, TH Approval, never really got on track. He did make a little bit of a bid, but came up flat, and it was also noted that he was vanned off the racetrack, appearing to have injured a foreleg, although from what I could understand, it did not appear to be a serious injury. The winner, however, Bobo Man, obviously a horse to contend with next year. This 5-year-old, very, very lightly raced because of that 30-month layoff, making his stakes debut, a winning one in Grade 1 company. Bobo Man is a 5-year-old son of King Mambo from Slough Vera by Seattle Slough, bred in Kentucky by Werthimer and Frere and owned by the breeder. Trained by Richard Mandella, who picked up his third victory in this Grade 1 race with this horse. Bobo Man, ridden to victory by Garrett Gomez, covers the 1.5 miles on the Hollywood turf in 2:24 and 3. We're going to head right back to Hollywood Park now, and Sunday Stakes feature the Native Diver, a Grade 3 for older horses. Let's head back to California, the Polytrack this time at Hollywood, and the Native Diver.
They're off. Flame-throwing Texan is sent to the front. Ball 4 is asked for speed, and these two go very fast into the clubhouse turn. Ball 4 and Flame-throwing Texan. Don Incato races in third, then St. Stephen and Southern Africa. Molengao was awkward into stride and slow early, and Flame-throwing Texan just cleared off from Ball 4, who was beat to the punch to the backstretch. Flame-throwing Texan is the leader. Ball 4 is now willing and charging after him in second, but Flame-throwing Texan gets the jump to the backstretch. He leads by 1.25 lengths. Ball 4 is second. These two must be going very fast because they've opened up 10 lengths on Don Incato, and they went by the first quarter in 23 and 1/5 seconds, a solid pace in the Native Diver. St. Stephen and Southern Africa about 13 from the front, and they're 8 in front of Molengao as they run up the backstretch. Flame-throwing Texan is the leader. He's midway on the backstretch in the 28th Native Diver handicap, and he leads Ball 4 by 1.25 lengths. It is double digits now back to the third horse. That's Don Incato. St. Stephen races in fourth. He's 15 lengths behind. They go by the half in 46 and 3/5 seconds into the far turn. Ball 4 re-engages through from the inside. Ball 4 and Flame-throwing Texan 3 furlongs from the wire. They are still 10 lengths in front of Don Incato. Molengao is unwinding from the back of the pack. He joins St. Stephen. Southern Africa is the trailer, and they run towards the top of the stretch. 3/4 in 1, 10 and 4, and they're into the lane, and Flame-throwing Texan and Ball 4 are 1-2. But stretch runners are coming. St. Stephen gets first crack. Southern Africa and Molengao and Flame-throwing Texan and Ball 4 have been caught by St. Stephen. Southern Africa's in the center of the track, and St. Stephen takes the lead. Southern Africa to the outside, down to these two. St. Stephen, Southern Africa, a final surge. St. Stephen, Southern Africa, St. Stephen. The 28th Native Diver goes to St. Stephen over Southern Africa. Molengao finished third, close for fourth. The two pace setters.
St. Stephen, you may remember this guy from a few years ago. He's a pretty consistent turf horse. He's actually a 6-year-old older brother to Ashado. He was 6 for 20 on the turf going into this race, 0 for 2 on the dirt, but the Polytrack, which we've noted, does seem to have a tendency to be a favorable surface for turf horses. He shows very, very impressively here to win by 1/2 length over Southern Africa, with Molengao rallying from off the pace to finish third. Disappointing in the field was Ball 4, who certainly seemed to have an affinity for the Polytrack in Kentucky. The cushion track, as this is called, perhaps a little bit of a different surface, but it certainly was suitable to St. Stephen, who had been winless on anything but turf throughout his career. The winner, St. Stephen, is a 6-year-old bay horse, the son of St. Bellato from Goulash by Mary's Book, bred in Kentucky by Aaron and Marie Jones and owned by Harris and Karchis, trained by Christophe Clement, who is having a fantastic meet at Hollywood Park thus far. St. Stephen and Garrett Gomez covered the mile and an eighth on the cushion track in 1:48 and 3. We're going to head back home to New York now in a pair of stakes over the weekend, beginning with Saturday's running of the Grade 3 Queens County Handicap at a route of ground for older horses. Let's head to the Big A in the Queens County.
And they're off. Papi Chullo out first, but there goes Magna Graduate on the outside to assume the lead in the first furlong. Magna Graduate glides over to the rail, uncontested early on. Angliana runs along in second on the inside. Papi Chullo, Awesome Twist, the Naughty New Yorker, and the early trailer is Smart Growth as Magna Graduate takes the field along as they move for the clubhouse turn. The opening quarter, solid enough, 24 seconds flat. Magna Graduate now clear by 2.5 lengths. Angliana, Naughty New Yorker, not far from the pace today on the outside third. And then it's Papi Chullo who rides the rails, saving ground all the way, while fourth and another two back to the two trailers, Awesome Twist and Smart Growth. Magna Graduate through a half mile that goes in 48 seconds flat. Down the backstretch run. Magna Graduate still the controlling speed here. Angliana continues in second, followed on the outside by Naughty New Yorker. Papi Chullo's lost a little ground, now coming under a ride there, about 5 from the front. Awesome Twist. Smart Growth also has to pick it up. Magna Graduate is still going strong on the lead with 3 furlongs to go. Here's Papi Chullo now, who's coming through on the inside of Angliana. Coming to the top of the stretch, Magna Graduate rolls to the quarter pole in front by 3. Papi Chullo is second, Angliana on the outside third, Smart Growth is fourth. Magna Graduate to catch as they come down to the last furlong. Johnny Velasquez shakes him up, he's responding. It is all Magna Graduate today. Papi Chullo second, followed by Smart Growth. And Magna Graduate will win the Queens County Handicap in a wire-to-wire performance, a much the best winner by 6 emphatic lengths. Over Papi Chullo, it was another 8 to the third horse, Smart Growth.
Magna Graduate, this guy won the Clark last year to finish off his 3-year-old season. Really looked like a horse to keep your eye on over the course of this, his 4-year-old year. Unfortunately, he went to the sidelines after suffering an injury in the Dubai World Cup, returned with a 10th place finish in the ACAC on Breeders' Cup Day at Churchill Downs earlier this season, but does seem to have gotten back on track with this victory on the front end every step of the way, kicking clear by a throttled down 6.5 lengths over Papi Chullo, with Smart Growth, a Mid-Atlantic invader, finishing in the third spot. The winner, Magna Graduate, is a dark bay or brown 4-year-old colt, a son of honor grades from Peacock Alley by Fast Play, bred in Kentucky by Nicole Zitani and Raymond Rangel, owned by Elizabeth H. Alexander and trained by Todd Fletcher. Ridden to victory by John Velasquez, Magna Graduate covers the mile in 3/16 on the Aqueduct Inner in 1 minute 55 flat. One more race from the Big A to bring to you from this weekend, that the Damon Runyon for 2-year-old New York breds. And this race has actually turned out to be somewhat of a key race in terms of 3-year-old productivity in good graded stakes company of late. $65,000, a mile and a 16th. Let's head back down to the Big A and the Damon Runyon.
And they're off. Lawrence the Roman looking for the lead on the far outside, but just to his inside, it's Baxter. And over to the rail, Premier Perfection. Into the first turn, and Lawrence the Roman to be the leader. Premier Perfection runs in second. Baxter is third. Your Hours Up is fourth on the outside. Mundo Diverso is fifth. Golden Blue Box runs in sixth. And Fahrenheit Wild is seventh on the inside, about 7 or 8 from the front. Then there's a break of about 7 or 8 lengths back to Embrace Life, who's lagging well behind in the opening quarter mile here. Lawrence the Roman scampers clear by 2.5 after an opening quarter of 23 3/5 seconds. Premier Perfection tracking second by another 2. Then all together there goes Fahrenheit Wild now, moving through and between horses. Baxter is there on the outside. On the far outside is Your Hours Up, followed by Golden Blue Box. Mondo Diverso appeared to take a bad step down the backstretch run and is running very sluggishly at this point, now to be passed by Embrace Life. Something amiss with Mondo Diverso. The half in 48 seconds flat around the far turn, still chasing Lawrence the Roman. Lawrence the Roman out by 2.5 lengths. Now it's Fahrenheit Wild who's moved into second. Farther back, Your Hours Up runs in third. Premier Perfection couldn't keep up and has stopped badly. The field turns for home. Lawrence the Roman off the turn. 4-length lead now. Now in front by 5. Lawrence the Roman turning it into a runaway. Fahrenheit Wild is second by another half a dozen lengths. Your Hours Up is third, followed by Baxter. And they're coming down to the finish. No doubt about it. Much the best was Lawrence the Roman, a galloping winner. He demolished this field, won by 11 lengths at the end. Fahrenheit Wild was second, Your Hours Up was third, and Golden Blue Box was fourth.
Lawrence the Roman, named after his owner, picking up the victory on the front end to run his record to 3 for 3. In his 2 career starts thus far, he had seemed to have gotten off to a little bit of a slow start. Here he stretches out to a root of ground, as his pedigree would indicate he would want to handle quite well. He got off to a little bit more of an alert start. Got to the front every step of the way, won off throttle down under Mike Smith by an easy 11 lengths over Fahrenheit Wild, a recent maiden breaker, with Your Hours Up, a long shot at 21.5 to 1, picking up the third spot. The winner, Lawrence the Roman, is a bay colt, a 2-year-old son of Point Given from Carly Lee by Broadbrush. He was bred in New York by Lawrence P. Roman, Edward English and Jeff Levine, owned by Lawrence P. Roman and trained by Richard Dutrow Jr. Ridden to victory by Mike Smith, Lawrence the Roman, named for his owner, covers the mile and a 16th on the Aqueduct Inner in 1:44 and 2. We are going to pause for one more brief message, and when we return, we've got a great series of overseas races for you, the Cathay Pacific races from Sha Tin in Hong Kong. Please stay with us. Welcome back to Horses and Courses. We're going to head overseas now for a special overseas feature, the Cathay Pacific Hong Kong Series from Sha Tin this past weekend, and it was a great weekend of racing. Unfortunately, both Ouija Board and Takeover Target, who were horses that were really focus horses for this event, were scratched from their respective races. Nonetheless, it was a tremendous afternoon of racing on Sunday at Sha Tin. We're going to kick things off with the Cathay Pacific Hong Kong Vase. About a mile and a half on the turf, $1.8 million, the approximate American value. Let's head to Sha Tin and the running of the Hong Kong Vase.
Collier Hill's in, they're set, and they're racing in the Vase. Mara Hill was a bit tardy out of the gates. He's taken back to last together with Song of Wind, and Admire Main jumped pretty quickly. So is Sutton and Collier Hill on the outside. Scorpion out nicely into fourth, followed then by Castoria on the fence. Further back to Shamdala from Egerton, Marahella, and Song of Wind is taken back to a clear last. The Japanese colt leading initially at Maya Main, and Saturn's under restraint here by Nikolic. Doesn't want to apply too much pressure in the early part. Scorpion drops into third, trailing the leader, and Collier Hill fourth. Pace fairly genuine. In the early part, they've got 3 lengths clear from Castoria on the inside of Egerton, then Shamdala on the rails from Marahella, and 4 lengths off to Song of Wind is at the tail of the field as the last field works past the trainer stand, and at Maya Main in a clear-cut leading position. By a length and a half to Scorpion, Saturn a bit keen on the outside as he can be. A length further back to Collier Hill. 3 lengths to Egerton on the outside of Castoria. 2 further back to Marahel, then Shamdala, and Song of Wind is at the tail of the field. At Maya Main with an uncontested lead, Take looks pretty comfortable in the lead here on at Maya Main, leading by a length and a half to Saturn. Scorpion enjoying the run of the race. A length and a half to Collier Hill is being shaken up by McEwen to keep his mind on the job at the 1200 metres. Further back to Castoria on the inside of Egerton. 2 further back to Marahel, and the last 2 Shamdala and Song of Wind. They've got 1,000 metres to run. It's at Maya Main with a steady lead. He's certainly going a lot softer in the lead than he did in the Japanese St. Leger, where he ran third. At Maya Main by 3/4 to Saturn. In third position, Scorpion given every chance. A length still to Collier Hill is being urged along, but he keeps batting on. A length further back to Castoria on the inside of Egerton. Shamdal is improving her position on the inside of Marahella, and Song of Wind is starting to take off from the tail of the field. 600 metres out, it's at Maya Main, being cuddled in the lead by Take. Scorpion's looking to push off the fence from Saturn. Collier Hill continues to bat on as they make the bend. Song of Wind is moving up. He's applying pressure to the inside runners, being Egerton. Shamdala Castoria's dropped out, and Marahel to the outside. Collier Hill's been under the bat from a long way, but he's dashed clear inside the 250. Song of Wind goes to second. Marahel staying on. Egerton the fence. Both Castoria and Shamdala making late ground, but it's Collier Hill clear. Getting into second is Shamdala on the inside. Rattling now Castoria. Collier Hill, he's walking. He just got in though. Collier Hill has just prevailed from Castoria. Shamdala third, then Song of Wind.
Collier Hill, you may remember this guy from his finish on the board in the Shima Classic, his win at Woodbine in the Canadian International. Since that time, he's gone to Stockholm in Sweden to pick up the Stockholm Cup, and now gets the victory in the Hong Kong Vase in an outstanding performance over one of his main international rivals, the filly Castoria, with Shamdala back in the third spot. The winner, Collier Hill, is an 8-year-old gelding, believe it or not, still going. He's a son of Dr. Devious from Polar Queen by Polish Precedent. He is owned by David Abel, Russell Hall, and Richard Crow, trained by Alan Swinbank, and ridden to victory by Dean McEwen. Collier Hill covers the 1.5 miles at Sha Tin in 2 minutes, 27 and 1. Next up, the Cathay Pacific Hong Kong Sprint, $1.5 million, the approximate American value, the distance about 6 furlongs, again on the grass. Let's head back to Sha Tin and the Cathay Pacific Hong Kong Sprint.
Ready for the sprint, and away they go. The Japanese runner Meisho Bolo will not go out of the gates. He's taking basically no part. Natural Blitz and Desert Lord hit the gates. Scintillation Able Prince out quickly, and Silent Witness ridden up on the fence. On the inside of Absolute Champion, Sunny Singh. She's Tosho's caught deep on the outside of BA Express, then Ben Bourne from downtown, and Red Ooga's last. Meisho Bowler won't take part in the race. Down the side, the pace is strong. Natural Blitz and Desert Lord. They're 3 in front of Scintillation and Able Prince. Silent Witness 5th on the rails from Absolute Champion. Then Sunny Singh, Ben Bourne under pressure. Red Ooga's hugging the rails from She Is Tosho. BA Express and the grey Downtown is last. Desert Lord takes it up to a Natural Blitz at the 300. Scintillation comes off heels to stake his claim. Absolute Champion's running on. Silent Witness, Able Prince further back than Ben Bourne and Sunny Singh, but Absolute Champion exploded. Absolute Champion race clear. Silent Witness to second. Ben Bourne's running on. Then the grey Downtown, but it's Britt Treble and David Hall in the sprint. Absolute Champion kills them. Silent Witness second, Ben Bourne third. Then down.
Absolute Champion setting a new track record with this victory. A very impressive win considering he was on the also eligible list. He was a horse that was not in the original invitees list for this race, but with a tremendous move, he picks up the victory and does so in record time. Absolute Champion continues to extend the domination of Australian breds in this race. They have won every running since 1999. He is a son of marauding from Beauty Bell, bred in Australia, owned by Mr. and Mrs. Eddie Wong Ming Chak, and trained by David Hall, who is a Hong Kong-based Britisher. Ridden to victory by Brett Preble. Absolute champion sets a new track record, 6 furlongs on the turf at Sha Tin in 107 and 4. The Cathay Pacific Hong Kong Mile next up. This is a $2 million event. Again, the approximate distance of 1 mile on the turf. Let's head back to Sha Tin in the Cathay Pacific Hong Kong Mile.
Ready for the Hong Kong Mile, and away they go. And a nice level line. Floral Pegasus jump well, so to the pacey Ernesto. The Duke's right there, and Ramonti's doing his job by going forward. At the moment, it's Ramonti just shading Sir Ernesto, and Floral Pegasus a bit keen in third. The Duke bounced out into fourth. Then Muster Mead and Armada's right up on the speed. Joyful Winner handy on the rails on the inside of Bullish Luck. Then the Japanese mare Dance in the Mood caught 3 wide. Back on the fence, Rebel from Bowman's Crossing. Russian Pearl, Lingari and Day's Best settles down at the tail of the field. The Italian cuts out the running Ramonti, but Sir Ernesto's probing along the fence, and the pace is genuine going into the first corner. 3 lengths clear of the Duke in third. Floral Pegasus with a sit in fourth, but doing it with no cover. Joyful Winner on the fence. Muster Mead deeper out. Armada's in a great position on the outside of Rebel. Then Dance in the Mood. A length further back to Bullish Luck, a fraction handier than usual on the outside of Russian Pearl and Bowman's Crossing. A length further back to Lingari. And last of all is Day's Best. He is free striding in the lead, Ramonti. Sir Ernesto takes some cover coming around the corner. The Duke being revved up in third. Dettori goes for Floral Pegasus. Then Joyful Winner. Douglas says go, and now Armada is pulling to the centre of the course. Rebel's running a race, and then Bullish Luck as the Duke forges to the front. Olivier Deleuze says catch me if you can on the Duke. Race clear from Ramonti. Then Floral Pegasus. Armada's winding up, but the Duke in front. Armada's coming hard. It's the Duke in front. He's been in the placings at his last 2. He gets the glory today. The Duke and Olivier Deleuze win the mile from Armada.
The Duke, another very impressive performance here, picking up a win where a number of horses had looked to have been a little bit better thought of, but he gets the win from post position, or as number 10, post position 10 over Armada, with Ramonti back in the third spot. The winner, the Duke, another Australian bred, this one a son of Dane Hill from Mare du Sud by Bluebird, was picking up his victory here in the third try in this event for trainer Casper Fones, another Hong Kong-based European, ridden to victory by Olivier Deleuze. The Duke covers the approximate distance of 1 mile on the turf in 1:33 and 2. Of course, the big event of the afternoon at Sha Tin on Sunday, the Cathay Pacific Hong Kong Cup. $2.5 million, mile and a quarter, the approximate distance on the turf. Let's head back to Sha Tin and the Cathay Pacific Hong Kong Cup.
Away. Hello Pretty's very restless in the gates, but he jumped okay. No pace by Viva Bataka. Sumion takes him to last and straight down to the rails. High Intelligent leads. Hello Pretty's going quickly. Growl moves up, and Vengeance of Rain's right up in the top 4. Satwa Queen's getting across, and Sumion's been able to get right up along the rails on Viva Bataka. A length and a half clear from Music Away. Artiste to the fence. Satwa Queen's caught 3 deep in the early part. Alexander Gold Run deeper out. She's 4 wide going forward. Further back to Admire Moon from Dia Delanovia, and the great mare Pride settles down at the tail of the field. It's High Intelligent being tackled by Growl as they work to the back. Growl sits up on the outside of High Intelligent, and Hello Pretty drops into third position with some cover now. Viva Bataka a handy fourth on the inside of Vengeance of Rain. Then Artiste to the fence from Music Away. Satwa Queen out deep. 4 wide is Alexander Gold Rumble. She won't find a traffic jam today from there. 2 further back to Admire Moon. Back second last now is Pride, who's advancing her position, and Dia Delanovia sees the entire field as they race past the 900-metre mark. High Intelligent from Growl. Viva Bataka in third on the inside of Hello Pretty. Vengeance of Rain fifth on the outside of Art Trader. Alexander Gold Run's been deep all of the way. Then Music Away, Satwa Queen. Pride starts to improve her position. Lemaire gets going. Two further back to Admire Moon, and Dia Delanovia's last. They're all charging up in the cup. A line of five coming to the turn. High Intelligent, Under Siege from Growl, Hello Pretty and Vengeance of Rain. They've gone a long way out. Alexander Gold Run sustaining a long run. Then Satwa Queen. Pride gets going on the outside, and further back to Art Trader. Del Pest lays his cards on the table, taking Vengeance of Rain to a length lead. Viva Bataka comes out, and here's the mare Pride. Can she avenge last year's defeat? Pride raced up to Vengeance of Rain. Rattling home is Admire Moon. The mare's in front, Pride. Admire Moon to second. Pride's in front. She's clinging on. Admire Moon lunges. I think Pride's just held on. It's a photo in the cup.
Pride picking up the victory. This mare just continues to get better and better, and here she ends her career on a winning note. Earlier this year, she won the Champion Stakes. She finished a good second in the Arc at Longchamp. They did decide to pass on the Breeders' Cup with this mare, pointed her for this spot, and it was well worth it as she gets the win by a nose in one of the most exciting finishes I've seen in a long time. Vengeance of Rain did open up a couple of lengths, but Pride and Admire Moon, making the huge late move under Yatakataki, ended up taking it to the wire, with Pride getting her nose down on the wire under Christophe Lemaire. Pride is now retiring. She is a mare, a daughter of Pienta Celebre from Specificity. She was bred and owned by Sven Hansen and Karina Klingberg Hansen. She will now retire to their broodmare base, which is, although they are of Swedish descent, the broodmare base is kept in France. Pride will join them there. Trained by Alain Duroyer-Dupré and ridden to victory by Christophe Lemaire. Pride covers the 1.25 miles, the about distance of 1.25 miles in 2:01 and 3. That'll wrap up this international edition of Horses and Courses. Thank you very much for joining us, and a special thank you to the guys downstairs who were able to get those international races for us. Flick and Dan putting them together for you. They're a little bit more difficult to get than some of the American races, but we certainly appreciate their efforts. We hope you'll be able to join us again next week for Horses and Courses as we take a look at stakes racing action from around the country. Until then, I'm Jean Wood. Have a great week at the races.